Yo, in case y'all ain't know, I started a new series on the channel called Putting Y'all On, where basically you guys send me your music, I listen to it, and if it's really dope, I make a whole video about you as an artist, as an up-and-coming artist, to promote you, to give you more plays, to get your music to more people. So if you guys like that idea, if you guys want to be on a video, hit me up on my social media, hit me up in the comments, send me links to your music. Like I always say, this channel's about coming up and bringing others with us, so if you are on your come up and you want to be in a video, send me your music. Basically, that's it.
Shutting haters up, feel like Kobe Bryant. Ring on every finger, feel like Kobe Bryant. I'll be selling out arenas, feel like Kobe Bryant. All time great, I feel like Kobe.
What is up, guys? It's Doug and we are back today for another video. Russ dropped an album. It's called Zoo. I can't lie, I'm kind of excited to listen to it. It starts off with the flute song, and I have heard that track because I was really excited to listen to it, so it was like I couldn't wait for the video to listen to it. He put it in a snippet on Instagram a couple weeks ago. Scott Storch produced it. This beat is so crazy. It's a fantastic song, so it has me excited for, you know, for what could be on this project. I'm hoping for good things. I'm not the biggest Russ fan. I'm also not a Russ hater. I'm just really indifferent about Russ. So this album could really sway me in his favor, you know. If you are a Russ fan, know that I admire you guys as a whole, because you guys are probably one of the most loyal fan bases out there right now. Russ's fans will mess you up. If you say anything that might be even a little bit negative about Russ, just be prepared for like an onslaught of just negativity, threats, I mean everything. They will cut you. I'm going into this with an open mind. I'm not going to try to hate on this. I'm not going to go into this wanting to dislike it. I'm extremely impressed with the first track, so let's just get it. I want to listen to the rest of this project. I want this to be good. Russ, you did your thing on the flute song, let me say it. Yo. You can't hate on this. You cannot hate on this. This is great.
I believe, yeah. I do whatever I want, whenever I want. I love it. People keep talking, I just keep winning these cups. They just want clout. I'm just so private. I just like fuck, yeah. Trying to get a high out of me. I don't talk bad unless you're worthy. Hanging backs up like jerseys. I'm holding the cold. The industry full of some hoes. They letting like anything go. People are shady as fuck. I keep to myself.
That's a crazy track. It's got crazy energy. Yo, seriously. I'm obsessed with this song. I'm gonna be honest. I listened to it like 3 or 4 times yesterday in a row. It's crazy. That little flute is... But seriously, I mean, look, here's the thing about Russ, okay? For me, this is what I think, this is my opinion. Ever since There's Really a Wolf came out, that was when I first heard of Russ, you know? So it's not like I've been following him for extremely long, nothing like that. But There's Really a Wolf came out, and everybody was talking about this album. Everybody was talking about it like it changed their lives, and it might have. It might have changed your life. It didn't change mine, okay? And the thing for me was, he is an extremely talented lyricist. He is a really great writer. I like the way he writes. I like the way that he spits. I love his verses. I think the only thing stopping him from being even bigger than he is the fact that he insists on producing the majority of his songs himself. Because I think that if he let other people produce a couple more of his songs, we would get better content. And that's nothing, I'm not taking away from his skill as a producer or nothing like that. I love a lot of songs that he produced too. It's just that when you've got to create an entire song from the ground up, it takes a toll on you. You've got to do every single thing yourself. And he prides himself a lot on doing every single thing himself, which is cool, you know. It's great to have confidence and all that. Whether I think it's too much or too little, it shouldn't matter at all, because it's doing very well for him. So we're not going to talk about the man's confidence or take anything away from that. I am just talking about the fact that you have to create an entire song from scratch. It takes a toll on you. And when you do it for an entire album, it leads to a lot of songs that don't live up to their full potential. I don't want to say, you know, stop producing your own stuff or anything like that. Definitely do, because, you know, a lot of songs. Me, You is a great song. What They Want is a great song. There's a lot, Too Many, that's an old one, but I love that song. There's a lot of really cool stuff that he produced, that he did on himself. But I think, again, just my opinion, I think that by letting other people help him with the production, the beats will be better because it's not all on just one person, and we'll get better verses from him, better lyrics, better content from him, and it will lead to an overall better song as a collaborative effort, and he won't have to spread himself so thin for his entire career. So far, we're one track in. I've heard, like I said, I didn't do a full listen of the flute song because I had already heard it a bunch of times. So we're gonna start off this playthrough at Outlaw, and we're gonna go all the way through to the end because I haven't heard any of the rest of it. But this is track 2, Outlaw.
Just caught the mention in my parents' crib. Listen to down level work for me, but my arrogance did. They love to hate, they love to hate. Best accountants. I'm looking at the aftermath of all my hours. Unfortunately, I rarely take the time to smell my flowers. I got a lot of hits left like a southpaw.
I got a lot of hits left like a southpaw. Southpaw is a lefty, common term in fighting, boxing, MMA, stuff like that. Okay, so with this track, it's cool. Written by Russ, engineered by Russ, mixing engineer Russ, produced by Russ. This track's cool. It's not bad. I think the beat is dope. It's really simple. One thing that is cool about Russ's production, and I will say this, is that it's never too intricate. He never puts too much thought into his production, because when you overthink your beat, you get something really dramatic, really complex, and it's really hard to put a verse onto it. So he keeps it simple, he keeps it really basic, and it works for him. This is a great track. You can rap to it. I think the beat's awesome. His verses here, he's got 3 verses. He doesn't say too much in terms of content. I was really digging the part where he was talking about rappers being the new preachers, being the new doctors, the new teachers, because hip-hop has so much influence right now in culture and in people's lives. It's really hard for you to find right now somebody who just doesn't listen to any form of hip-hop at all. So I was digging that part, about rappers having a lot of influence and being the new teachers, being the new sermon, preaching the new sermons and all that. But the rest of the track is really braggadocious. Basically, I went platinum, you're still gold. I bought my parents a house. I'm taking people's wives, I'm selling out shows. He's bragging about his accomplishments, and I mean, yeah, he gets to do that. But if I'm being honest, I couldn't listen to 14 tracks of just this. You know what I mean? I need something. I need something more from Russ. And he was going the right direction when he was talking about hip-hop's influence. I was liking that, so. But this is a cool track. I'm not mad at this at all. Track 3 is Kill Them All. Let's hope he does. Let's hope, honestly, I used to criticize Russ a lot. I don't do so much right now, nowadays. It got to a point where I was becoming a hater, for sure, I'll admit it. But that's just because, if I'm gonna be honest, whenever somebody has a really, really, really loyal fan base, that person is also going to get the most amount of hate. Because when fan bases are really loyal, they'll be willing to overlook every single bad thing that someone does, and that's annoying to people who are trying to maintain an objectivity. If Russ says a corny line in a verse, and this is just an example, none of his really loyal fans are gonna go like, that was corny. But if you do say that was corny, they'll all come at you, and that's annoying. And so what do? In response to that, you start looking for every single opportunity you can to say that was corny. Y'all are following this dude, but he's corny as hell. You start looking for all his faults. And that's how haters are born, because of an annoying fan base. And so, not an annoying, but an overly protective fan base, which can get annoying. Beyonce's fans are like that. Drake fans are like that. Eminem stans are like that. But I mean, it's cool, that you're that loyal to somebody that you really, really like. But you've got to be open-minded. If you're going to be a fan of somebody, you've got to be open-minded and be willing to say when something that they do isn't as good as they could have done. So it got to a point where I was becoming a Russ hater and all that, but I figured if I'm going to be doing this review stuff on YouTube, I've got to maintain that objectivity. So I'm really trying to be open-minded about all these songs. And I know that if any of you Russ fans, don't like something I'm going to say, you're still going to come at me, but I got love for all of you, so let's get it. Kill them all. One of the corny things about Russ is that he keeps saying that he does everything himself. That post he made on Twitter thanking he goes, I want to thank my sound engineer, me. I want to thank my mixing engineer, me. I want to thank my recording engineer, me. I want to thank my producer, me. Like, come on, we get it, Me You was basically a song that he made just talking about how he does everything himself, and he came up all on his own and you didn't. The fact that he keeps shouting himself out for doing everything himself, that's when it starts getting corny. That's when it starts getting kind of annoying. Because like I said, when he gets help from other people, his songs come out better. And so for him to be putting out a song that's not as good as it could be if he were having help, and then still shout himself out for doing it, that's when the haters come in and start criticizing him. And that's when that whole divide comes in, where Russ seems like he's one of the most hated rappers in the game, and yet he's got an extremely loyal fan base. It's because he just keeps shouting himself out for stuff that could be done better if he had a little bit of help. And that's not like hate or anything. That's just, it's the truth. So the fact that he keeps, you know, yeah, this beat is crazy, shout out to me. Like, we get it. It says right there, produced by Russ, you know? You don't gotta shout yourself out for producing your own song for the millionth time.
I've been withholding, I really feel like exploding. People poking, provoking, I'm suffocating, I'm choking the feeling that no one gets it. I just try to suppress it, I really need to express it. I really should reinvest it and go off. And they'll start breaking joints so loudly, exclamation point. Rappers taking bribes, they be shaving points. I see the game from every angle, I be playing point.
Nice.
I be playing coach, I be playing owner, I be playing fan, and I play promoter, getting great.
Albeit this is a really dope way for him to be saying that he does everything himself, because it's basketball references. You know, I see the game from every angle. I'm playing point guard, I'm playing coach, I'm playing owner, I'm playing fan, I play promoter. Like, it's a dope way for him to say he does it all himself, but it's something that he's said thousands and thousands of times before, so it doesn't need to be said anymore. So when I see this, I see filler. You understand, like, the whole point of view here? Another thing, I like Russ's voice when he sings. I think it sounds dope, which is something that, you know, I know he explores a little bit, but he could really be making hit R&B songs. He really could be making hit R&B songs with other people helping him with the production. He really could be, because his voice is really dope.
I have to kill 'em all, kill 'em all.
This beat's dope.
Any rapper can get it, I'm sending headshots. You can't talk to me if you can't sell out Red Ross. That's 10,000, watch your mouth. When you speak on your superiors, premeditated.
Alright, yeah. He's pretty pissed, you know, about these people that are hating on him, and the rappers that will diss him just to try to get some exposure, you know, and all that. I'm with it. Yeah, diss people. I love, you know, hip-hop culture where you diss and get dissed back. The beat was dope. Like I said, it's simple, you know, just like a Russ beat. It's cool. Nothing too crazy. I think the bass could have been a little bit louder. That bass line was really dope, but I wish I could hear more of it. These verses are really tight. They were really dope. You know, I'm reading back through them here, and he had a couple really cool points, you know, talking about how they're basically glorified Instagram entertainers, paying a bunch of these media agencies $20,000 just for them to, you know, to create a bunch of fake accounts, like, follow, you know, comment on your account. This is really dope, you know. He's coming at everybody who's hating on him, basically. I like it. I think the hook is cool too. It's not bad. Next track is Missing You Crazy. He produced this too.
Ride around the town and staying out, don't wanna say goodbye. Everything's so different now. You're just what I'm missing now.
I'm digging this guitar.
I cannot forget you.
Yo, this vibe is really dope.
Ride around town in a Gucci, way before I ever had a groupie.
Yeah.
Back when I used to wear the same 5 shirts, way before I ever had Gucci. Way before I ever had a back when I drove up and down 92 with a view of the moon and you in my passenger seat.
Yeah.
That was so good, now it's all gone. It is what it is, cause we both moved on.
Yo, I like this song a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
If you saw me now, would you recognize me or would you call me out? I know it's been a while, but I'm still me. But honestly, it's been so long that I wouldn't be offended if you didn't even feel me.
Yo, I really like that song. I think the production is really dope. He went ham on those drums, I'm not gonna lie. The guitar sets the whole mood, the whole vibe for this track. It's wavy. I like this track a lot, that production. You know, Russ did his thing on that. The message, you know, I mean, he's talking to a girl, of course, that he used to mess with before he got really famous. And he misses her, you know, he's talking about the memories that they have, riding around town. It's really dope, you know, it's relatable too, you know, we all miss somebody. And the hook, man, that pre-chorus, you know, it's been way too long since I seen you look true in your eyes. Yo, that's gonna be stuck in my head. That's a dope track. That's a really dope track. Track 5 is Voicemail. Might be a skit.
I've been calling trying to get a hold of you.
Oh!
Yeah, feeling lost and I don't know what to do.
Yo, this got that old school hip hop feel. This really feels like a 50 Cent song. Guitars, that bass line,
Can you get back?
so groovy.
Calling God, leaving voicemails. I know you're there, I need to talk before my voice fails.
Yeah.
Avoid bills, cause they be taking all the fun away. I'm listening to say goodbye to Hollywood and run away.
Yeah, this track feels so dope. The whole vibe to it, literally, like it really feels awesome.
I know it sounds crazy, that's why I called David. Please don't betray me. God, can you save me? Pick up cold shoulders, the only way to deliver heat.
Yeah.
That's the situation that I'm in with my dad. Me and my mom did quick, no one lives with my dad. Yeah, what I'm dealt, well, boo-hoo, right? I shouldn't care, cause I got houses and some new coupes, right? But money's not an adhesive that can just take all the pieces of a broken family and put them back together. Arenas ain't loud as...
So we get this track, right, voicemail, and it's basically, you know, it's a voicemail that he's leaving to God because he's trying to call and God's not picking up. It's basically a prayer. In it, he's very honest. He's really truthful, which is awesome. It's always great to hear that in someone's verse. Production is super dope, sets a really great vibe. You know, it's talking about the people that are coming for him, the haters, and how he's overthinking everything, how he can't sleep. He's asking God to protect him. He's basically letting off, you know, all this anger that he's got and all this resentment that he's got towards the people that keep criticizing him and hating on him in this prayer. And then the second verse is when it gets really real, where he opens up about these issues that he's having with his dad and how he should feel better because money should fix this type of stuff, but it doesn't. Really gets honest and really into how much it sucks that his issues with his dad are like this, but his dad's getting help, and so it should be better soon. I think this track's awesome. I think this is a really great track, honestly. I think the production's great. I think that the verses are great. I think the honesty's great. The hook is awesome. I really like this, which is good. This project has really been good, which is good. Track 6 is Parkstone Drive. Yo! That's that same Sting sample, man, as Lucid Dreams.
Yeah, rain sometimes, even when it shines. Don't give up, don't give up. Parents' marriage in shambles, I won't lie, it hurts. I thought money would fix it, but it just made it get worse.
Yo.
See, my dad was a man, till his job cut ties. He went broke, I got rich, that shit fucked with his pride.
Yeah.
No income, my dad started losing his confidence. Meanwhile, every day, I got brand new accomplishments. At the height of my career was its lowest. And that's a lie, cause we both still going. Your own family is the worst kind.
Yeah.
All this shit been happening while I was blowing up, and it's still going on. Now you know what's up. Yeah, rain sometimes, even when it shines.
Crazy.
Hey, send to me, some stays in my soul. To the point when I walk into the booth, that's what I let out. Makes for good songs, but mentally I'm trying to get out.
This album is really getting real, and I'm super into it. The production's great. I think it's a great track. I love the bongos. I love the percussive instruments in the background. The bass line is, you know, it's simple, but it's dope. The sample, the Sting sample is great. Towards the end of the last track, he started to open up the curtain a little bit into his relationship with his dad, but here he just like bursts the entire curtain wide open. He says, yo, this is what's going on. And it's crazy to see him, you know, this sincere, this honest, and talking about the way that his dad, you know, feels terrible about the fact that he is more successful, that Russ is more successful than he is, you know, and his business is going under, and, you know, all that. The album, I can start to see now the theme of it, you know, why it's called Zoo. A zoo is a mess. It's full of animals, you know, and Russ is talking about how much of a zoo it is in his life, where in his professional life, he's criticized everywhere by everybody. I mean, Russ is honestly one of the most criticized and hated on rappers. Let's be real. Russ is one of the most criticized and hated on rappers, and he doesn't deserve all of the flack that he gets. Nobody does. You know, we've got to remember that this guy is a guy. He's a human. He's a person. And this is him saying, you know, I'm attacked in my professional life by almost everybody, and in my personal life, this is what's going on with my family. This is what's going on. You know, my family's in shambles. My parents' marriage is destroyed. And now that I'm rich, I thought money could fix it, but it just made it worse. So he's really trying to balance how crazy and hectic his professional life is with how crazy and hectic his personal life is, and it's just a mess all around him. It's a zoo all around him, and he's just stuck in the middle. So it's a really cool, that's kind of like what the concept has been so far. I think that it's been very cohesive, this project so far. Track 7 is Begging You.
Take all my pain away. Take all my pain away. I can't take it anymore, I need a break. Faith looking slim and my doubts gaining weight. Dad on meds, doctor says bipolar. I'm scared that I'ma turn out like that when I'm my 20s on the road to spend my 30s wondering why I'm alone. I might buy 40, take it straight to the head.
Nice.
$50,000.
Nice.
All my haters dead.
I gotta shout out the little bit of wordplay. You know, I don't want to spend my 20s on the road to spend my 30s wondering why I'm alone. I'm gonna buy a 40, take it straight to the head. $50,000 could get all my haters dead. Yo, dope wordplay there. I'm not really feeling this hook.
Like Shia LaBeouf, trying to find some love. Dipped off in the cut. I don't wanna talk right now, even though I need to talk right now. But I'm hiding.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not feeling the music of it. You know, the production is not really for me. The hook, you know, with that voice that sounds like Alvin from the Chipmunks. I mean, it's not for me. I think the verses are dope. You know, like I said, I pointed out that really dope bit of wordplay in the first verse. In the second verse, when he was singing, I thought his delivery was really cool. Got a little bit of a T-Pain vibe from it. I thought it was nice. You know, and then of course, again, still being really honest, you know, having to take care of everybody and not having enough time for myself to care for myself. It's not fair to me or for my fans, but it is what it is. I think the message is dope. This track is just not for me, the music of it. But next track is Serious.
We've been knowing about each other for a while now. Ain't no class we could have taken for this lifestyle.
This is dope.
ATL, yeah, encore. I just told, I just bought.
You could see the Drake influence on his music. Yeah, that song was cool too. It had a really nice vibe to it. You know, talking about, again, a girl, talking to a girl, actually. Asking to be taken serious. I think the vibe is nice. I think it's cool. Next track is Keep My Wits.
Keep my wits found me. Especially right now, I got a rich found me.
Yeah.
A lot changed, but I'm the same old me. I still rather make a song than go to KOD. Wait on me, I got it. But according to the haters, they're a cheat code. But if they were rich, then why the cars get repoed? Basement recorders turning blacks and M's. I had to devise a plan first and get high standards. I like wire transfers and Cheshire dances. Yeah, getting on was I've been making beats since I was bumping Sean Kingston. Never give a fuck about my high school. Keep my wits found me. Especially right now, I got a rich found me. Same, sometimes he's not discreet enough. I'm trying to run the game. I hope he will be enough, but fuck y'all. Most of y'all talking ain't got the balls to do what I do. Don't worry about me, all my homies wanna fight you.
So with the last couple tracks, he got really introspective. He got, you know, really into his personal life with his parents and their relationship and how it's making him feel. But on this track, it's kind of like him bouncing back, you know, saying, you know what, even though this is going on, I'm still a boss. I make everybody wait on me. I'm still telling mom and dad, put the weight on me. I'm going to be 80 making hits. I've seen too many people get rich and stop trying, you know. So this is basically him saying, you know what, even though all of this is going on, I'm going to keep my wits. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to keep striving and I'm going to keep being successful. That's a great track. That's a really cool song. And I love the vibe too. You know, I think that one's definitely, you know, it feels like it's a bounce back track. That was Keep My Wits, and now this is Our Time.
You got your life, I got mine.
Ooh.
Far away, let's do it.
This gritty drum kit that he's using, oh my god, you hear that snare?
I love you dearly, love it when you hear me. Love how you don't care, I'll make weekly what they make yearly. To my homies, I can't be the only. This can't be her first time. Baby, it's just not our time. I can't tell, do I miss you enough to drink? Did I drink enough to miss you? So in love, I'm scared to blink. God swear Latina in trouble is just a synonym. It's like chemistry, it's so hard to overlook.
It's a love song, but he's debating whether or not he wants to be with her, because although he loves her and can't find anything wrong with her and loves, you know, being with her, they live two very different lifestyles. They live far away from each other. You know, they're too young to get attached. So he's like weighing his options here, you know. Do I stay or do I go? Do I want this? Do I not want this? It's kind of like him debating. So it's in this zoo that is his life. Not only is he getting flack from outside and inside, but he's also getting, like, he's also struggling with what's going on inside his head with his emotions, you know, and in his love life. He's also got this like pull and push situation where he's like, I want you, I don't want to be with you. So he's dealing with everything around him all the time. It's kind of like the concept that's going on here. And that's a dope track. I love the vibe to it. You know, this album so far, besides one of those songs, I forget the name. I think it was Begging You, I think, was the one that I didn't like that much. I love just the whole vibe to it. I love the concept. I love The production so far, I think it's, even though it's been really simple, it's been setting the tone exactly the way that he wants it to. This is From a Distance.
I've been out of state, you've been stuck in yours. I fuck with you from a distance, yeah. You want me to free time to talk to you, but I only talk to you when...
Yeah, so like he says, let me adjust, girl, I just got famous. He's adjusting to his new lifestyle, so he doesn't have time for a serious relationship, which is what she wants. She wants him to have time for her, so he's got to like her from far away. The verses are nice, the lyrics are okay, you know, they're dope. It's just the production that I'm just like, you know, it's not for me. It's the second track off this project that I'm just like, nah. Next track is Last Forever, featuring Rick Ross and Snoop Dogg.
Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Get you out to France, fly you out to Nice. Or we can chill out in Atlanta, let's enjoy the feast. We can do the spa, we can do the mall. I bet it do the job, she was here with the boss.
And I couldn't play it safe, that's way too risky for me. Instead I'm walking out of shows with like 250 on me. I couldn't sit around and wait, I had to hustle on it. Too busy looking for success, that's how I stumbled on it. Russ got the post.
Daddy, I can do it to you like this or like that, man. No pressure on me, I'm the freshest homie. Walk by faith, to see me is to know me. Undeniable, reliable, as fly as they come. The prodigals.
This is a dope track. It's got a cool vibe to it. It's got a really wavy, you know, old school feel to it. Rick Ross does his thing. Snoop Dogg does his thing. Russ does his thing. Those verses are dope. Really just talking about their success and how they hope it lasts forever. How they hope that everything that they've got lasts forever. So it's kind of a braggadocious track. Can't be mad at it. You know, it's dope. It's just feel good music. So I'm gonna take it for what it is, and it's a dope track. This is Keep It Pushin' featuring Mahalia.
I'ma just be honest, I won't see you later. I'ma keep it pushing.
Right now I'm listening to it and it feels too slow. It feels kind of boring. It feels kind of like it's, you know, like it's not doing it for me. But I know for a fact that it's gonna grow on me. Right now, in this moment, with the mood that I'm in, it doesn't do it for me, but I know that this is good. You know what I mean? I know that I like this when I'm in the right mood.
No, not ready. I was white, I love heavy. Everything accidents ain't real.
Can't stay, now just admit it. For the longest time, you ain't been with it. Something I did, is it?
I love her voice, yo. Yo, this track, I'm sure that in the right moment, it's gonna ride. This production is definitely smooth. Again, like I said, you can tell certain tracks that heavy Drake influence. You know what I mean? I think it's cool. I think it's relatable. It's about a breakup. You know, we get it from his point of view. We get it from her point of view. Her vocals are so clean. Her voice is so great. I mean, I love when she comes in on the hook and sings it with him. I wish they did the hook together the entire way through. This is the last track.
I move with P-stones and Ebos. For any rapper trying to play the hero. For any peasant trying to play Devo on some tough guy shit.
Yeah.
Tough guy shit. They think it's me because my skin tone. Little bitch, I've been known. People that extend beyond my zip code. Got me roll. Old National Highway. Spelled it out for out of towners coming at me sideways. Old Nat. Y'all can't ever play me. Fuck that. Stop playing with me, somebody gon' end up hurt. Media twisted the truth. These insecure grown men I've never met. Y'all don't have a car, so people like me don't exist. Y'all don't have a job. You a bitch, you probably got fucked in the pen. Promise I see every word.
The strings, oh my god.
This whole nation is so shaky. By the approach taken, my soul is exposed naked. I'm blatant, I'm so brazen. That's why I'm the most hated. Running on locations, I'm road paving. Screaming truth until my throat's aching. No.
Yo, that's crazy. That's dope. That's an awesome way to end this off. So we end this project off with him being really cocky, really braggadocious, and just taking shots at everybody who's been hating on him. Which it's the perfect moment in the album for him to do this, because he's explained to us in this entire project, which I love this project, by the way. He's explained to us this entire project how everything around him feels like it's collapsing, and how he's basically holding it all together. From people attacking him and criticizing his professional life, his music, and everything that he does, to his family falling apart and depending on him for every single thing, to his relationships that he's got with people and other women in his head that he needs to maintain and to keep himself in a healthy space, you know, to maintain distance from the right people and to balance all of that with his love life. Everything just falling apart around him, and how he's just holding it together through all of this. So in this final track, he just lets off at everybody from the outside criticizing him. It's the perfect moment for him to do this. I think that was a great way to end this project off. This project, for right now, for me, is definitely my favorite Russ project. It's definitely the one that I've enjoyed listening to the most. I like this concept. I think that the honesty, the realness of all the tracks is great. There were 2 tracks that I didn't like, and that was solely because of the production, because the messages were really dope. I love the lyrics on this project. I don't think it's corny. I don't think it's played out. He's being real. He's not just bragging every single track. He doesn't need to show us exactly how hungry he is for the success, because the fact that he drops a song almost every week shows us the hunger. So the fact that he was like, you know what, this project, I'm gonna just be real, I'm gonna just be honest, I'm not gonna tell you how badly I want it, I'm not gonna tell you how much money I have, I'm just gonna tell you guys what's going on in my life. I think that is what really set this project apart for me. It's what really made me enjoy it so much more. It's just real, it's honest, it's very well played out. It's very well set up. The production, he did, I think, like every single track on this project except for the first one. I like 11 out of the 13 tracks that he produced on this project. This is good. This feels like Russ is being pointed in a direction that is going to make him bigger and better, which is, it's great to see. I want to see him succeed, you know. I don't want to hate. I don't want to try and drag him down. There's really no reason to. Just because I don't like a couple of his songs, or just because I think a couple of his lines are corny, or his interviews, you know, there's no reason for me to be hating on him. This is good. I can't hate on this. I like this project. This is good. I'm very happy to see Russ moving in this direction. I'm excited to see what he's got after this, you know. I'm excited to see how he deals with everything that's going on around him. What can I really say? This is great. This is a really good project. It's very solid. Yo, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the project. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. Don't forget to send me your music so that I can put it on my new series called Putting Y'all On. We're trying to get you guys more plays, trying to get you guys more exposure. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. We're trying to hit 1K before the end of the year, and I know we can do it. We're almost there. Thank you all so much for the support. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Follow me on all my social media. It's all in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.